Hi, I'm Sharon Smith, and along with all of you, I have been watching what appeared to be the beginnings of a war in Ukraine. And I feel the same way you do about it. I'm horrified. But I began doing a very specific meditation 2 days ago. And it occurred to me this morning as I began this that it might be useful to have all of you do this with me. Lend your energy to this. Now, I will tell you that this meditation is very powerful, but it is likely not going to be what you expect. So, in my many years of work with pain, I understand what creates aggression. I know what makes monsters and monstrous aggression, and it's fear. So come and do this with me, and let's see if we can do some good. Now, please be seated somewhere you're comfortable. You can lie down to do this. And I want you to close your eyes. Take a big breath in through your nose. Hold it. And blow it out. Good. Now relax your shoulders. Move them up towards your ears. Release them. Take another deep breath. Really expand your belly as you breathe in. Blow it out gently. And again. Good. And now just breathing comfortably. I want you to look toward your left, just in your imagination. And you're going to see a really beautiful red velvet rope. It's the kind that they use at premieres and in movie theaters, and it's the big, thick, padded red velvet rope. I want you to reach out your hand, your right hand, and take a hold of that rope. And I want you to begin to follow it back with the understanding that this rope is taking you back in time. And just continue walking, just appreciating the feel of the velvet underneath your fingers. Continue walking back. And just breathing gently, knowing that you're perfectly safe and relaxed here. Feeling the rope, the velvet, smooth and soft under your fingers. And now up ahead, you're going to see a forest setting with beautiful trees and a meadow. I want you to walk into the forest. You'll see that these are beautiful ancient pine trees. And it's a beautiful sunny day. You're going to see the sunlight dapple down through the trees. And you're still following the rope. You'll feel pine needles crunching underneath your feet, underneath your shoes, and you may hear the crunch. And as you continue walking, I want you to appreciate how tall these beautiful trees are. And now stop And you can let go of the rope and turn to the tree that's on your left. And it's so big, this pine tree, that you can actually walk between the branches and walk right up to the trunk. I want you to put your hand on the trunk and feel the roughness of the bark. And you'll find a little bit of sticky pine sap there as well. Pick just a little bit of that up in your fingers. Feel how sticky it is. And now lift that to your nose and inhale that scent. Fresh, sticky pine, that slightly resinous scent. And now put that little blob of pine sap back on the tree. And now I want you to continue walking ahead. And in about 10 steps, you're going to come to a clearing where there's a circular meadow completely surrounded by the beautiful big trees. And as you look out into the meadow, you're going to see a little boy who's about 2 or 3 years old. And he's playing. He runs into the trees and then he runs back out into the clearing. And it's such a beautiful sunny day. He's wearing shorts and some sandals. And he's enjoying himself so much. And watch him as he chases a butterfly. And then the butterfly comes back and lands on him and he laughs because he is so delighted. Then he chases the butterfly a little ways and then it lands on him again. He loves the butterfly. Now he's gotten closer to the trees. I want you to see that he looks down towards the base of one of the trees and he sees a tiny fawn, a spotted fawn, a little deer, a baby. And it's lying very still and very quietly because its mother has told it to stay there until she comes back. And he instinctively knows not to bother the fawn. He just looks at it and appreciates how beautiful it is. And he feels delight, joy, love in his heart. And now he's going to turn and run back out into the meadow where the butterfly is fluttering, landing on flowers. Now I want you to walk out into the clearing and to understand that this little boy, this little 2-year-old boy, so filled with delight, is Vladimir Putin. Before any of the things happened to him that shaped him, he's just filled with delight. And I want you to allow yourself to sit down in the middle of the meadow and make yourself visible to the child. In a way that won't frighten him at all. And invite him to come closer and sit beside you. And the butterfly comes too. And just tell him what a beautiful day it is and that you're so glad to be there with him. And that he is a wonderful little boy. And that you can see his heart is filled with joy, love, and delight. And now, very gently, I want you to begin to explain to this child that things will happen in his life that will cause him to forget who he is. He'll forget the joy and delight and love that his heart is filled with now. Doesn't mean it's not there. He just will forget as he grows up. And that people will tell him things that are not kind and that aren't right. And he'll begin to misunderstand. And he'll begin to become afraid. But ask the child to remember that that part is still there in his heart. All the joy and delight, all the love. Now ask the child to sit in your lap if he isn't doing that already. And hug him, hold him close. Tell him again that he is perfect, just the way he is. And that you want to help him, help his grown-up self remember what's really in his heart. Because he has become so confused and so frightened. That the only things he believes now will ease his suffering would be to kill the butterfly, to kill the deer. And he's just confused. These things are not going to help him. Tell the little boy you're going to help him to make that part of his heart grow more and more. Ask him to reach out to his grown-up self. And you'll do it with him. To remind him who he is. To help that small hidden part of his heart to grow. So that he can remember love, joy, delight. So that he can remember his love for the butterfly and the deer. That he can remember compassion. Now, ask the little boy if he'll continue reminding his grown-up self, and just to do his best, that you know it's enough, and that you'll come back and visit him again. And now give him a hug. And you'll watch him run off to play again with the butterfly. On this beautiful day, so filled with joy, delight, love. Now I want you to stand up and walk back into the trees. And you'll soon look down and see the red velvet rope is there. Go ahead and take a hold of it. And continue walking back to the present through the trees. Just breathing gently. And when you reach the present, you'll see that you've returned back. And you're here now again. Let go of the rope. Place both hands over your heart. And take a big breath in. And blow it out. And open your eyes. Good. Thank you. Thank you for doing this with me. And now from my heart to yours.